Joining me now is the lawmaker who's leading the charge against Issa, Congresswoman Marcia Fudge, chairwoman of the Congressional Black Caucus, and MSNBC's Karen Finney. Good to see both of you tonight.
Thank you, Reverend.
Congresswoman, was this the last straw for you?
No question about it, Rev. Anytime you allow one lawmaker to not only violate committee rules, House rules, but the official code of conduct of the United States Congress and do nothing about it, something has to give.
Now, Karen, believe it or not, Chairman Issa has blamed it all on Congressman Cummings and claimed he's just looking for the truth. Listen to this.
After an adjournment, he then perked up and said, I want to ask a question. I said, what is your question? And then that exchange occurred because he didn't have a question. He was simply endlessly slandering the efforts of the committee. But having said that, we want to get to the truth.
Now, after 16 hearings and millions of dollars that have been wasted on this, I mean, isn't it clear he's not interested in the truth, Karen?
Well, absolutely. I mean, I think it's very clear Chairman Issa is not exactly a source that one would go to in search of the truth, nothing but the truth and the whole truth. Because as we know, thanks to Congressman Cummings, frankly, in the past, look at some of the other stages in this process where he would certain information in order to support a narrative in the media rather than like the fact that progressive groups were also investigated. So we know this is someone who has manipulated the facts, manipulated the information time and time again.
You know, Congresswoman, you've been in the Congress and in state legislature. You've been a legislator for a while. Have you ever seen this kind of behavior before by a chairman to ranking committee members?
I've never seen this behavior by anyone, not just a chairman. Representative Issa brought dishonor on the House of Representatives. He only wants his truth. He only wants to have one side of it, and he wants to be a bully. Enough is enough. We are not going to sit by and allow him to bully Representative Cummings or any other member of Congress. It is time for the leadership, the Speaker, to take the appropriate action and discipline someone who has violated the rules. And we're going to continue until we make him do it.
Now, have you heard from the Speaker since you sent your letter?
I have not heard personally from the Speaker. I understand that he thought that the actions of Representative Issa could be defended. I don't know how they could be, because if they were defendable, they would have allowed us to debate on the House floor our privilege resolution. But because they knew they could not defend it, they tabled it.
Yeah, they did not allow that debate on the House floor. You raised a resolution that was tabled. Karen, isn't that really something of note, that they refused to let the debate about the activities of this chairman even be debated? They tabled it when you had scores of members of Congress saying, let's bring this to the floor to discuss this behavior.
Well, absolutely. And by the way, Rev, this is coming from the same people that are accusing President Obama of being an imperial president, of trying to be king. Right. I mean, only a dictator would shut down speech like that.
And no doubt about it. Chairman Issa also says he's the one who deserves an apology, Congresswoman. He says that Congressman Cummings should be apologizing to him. Let me read his statement. He owes me an apology. I think he should be dealt with by his leadership. His conduct was inappropriate and rather shocking.
Let me say this. If Darrel Issa believes that anyone, Republican or Democrat, believes that Elijah Cummings should be doing any kind of an apology, he really is delusional. Every single member of the House of Representatives knows that he is wrong, no matter how they voted. We are outraged, and we are not going to continue to allow him to act the way he has acted. He should be reprimanded, and we intend to make sure that he is.
Now Karen, this same Chairman Issa has been searching for a scandal, any scandal. I mean, anyone, you know, Fast and Furious, contraception, Benghazi, IRS, Solyndra, World War II Memorial. I mean, just any scandal he can try to create into a scandal.
Well, that's exactly right. And as you know, in each of these instances, he has made up scurrilous, wild accusations that sometimes not obviously based in fact, but as we've learned from time to time, based on only a piece of the facts. And his willingness to withhold information, I think, is incredibly troubling in conjunction with this kind of behavior. But you're right, Reverend. I mean, they have tried. Issa, in particular, has been on a witch hunt ever since the beginning of this presidency.
Now, you know, Congresswoman, you said on my radio show earlier today that you felt that it was important people understand this is not just about Congressman Elijah Cummings, a member of the caucus. This is about how you allow certain behavior and not allow certain behavior in the House of Representatives.
There's no question about it. This is bigger than Elijah Cummings. He has brought dishonor upon the House of Representatives, of which all of us are members. You know, he is a person that believes in fiction. We believe in facts. If he thinks that he's not violated the rules, then he needs to read them. He has done everything possible to try to make it seem as though Elijah is the bad guy, but he is the bad guy. And at some point, the entire country will see it, because as he continues his witch hunts, as he continues to make up facts, people are going to see him for who he is. And until he does that, until we do that, we will have lost any credibility as a House of Representatives if we cannot reprimand and discipline our own.
Well, let me play some of the tape of what he did. Let the country see some of it now. This is some more of the actual actions that was taken by Chairman Issa on yesterday.
Therefore, Chairman, I have a statement. I have a procedural question, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I have a procedural question. Mr. Chairman, you cannot run a committee like this. You just cannot do this. We're better than that as a country. We're better than that as a committee. I have asked for a few minutes to ask a procedural. And now you're turning me off. I don't care. The fact is, I'm asking a question. I am the ranking member of the committee, and I want to ask a question. What are we hiding? What's the big deal? May I ask my question? May I state my statement?
You're all free to leave. We've adjourned, but the gentleman may ask his question.
Thank you very much.
The witness had just pled the fifth, and no Democrat had spoken. You saw there Congressman Cummings, the ranking Democrat, politely asked, can I ask a question? He turned his back on him. He got up and walked away. Then he told him to turn off his mic. Then he dismissively said, you can ask a question, but everyone can leave. I mean, this doesn't go on in elementary school and student council meetings, Congresswoman.
And you know what, Reverend? It's not the first time he has done it. He has done it to other members of the committee. I think it just got to be a tipping point. And we have just decided as a entire Democratic caucus that we are no longer going to sit back and allow any member to treat us the way that Mr. Issa treated our ranking member.
Chairmanwoman Marcia Fudge and Karen Finney, thanks to both of you for your time tonight.